Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, and today we will discuss Redstone and the basics of Redstone, and later in the video I'll show you some more advanced Redstone. To start today's basics, we'll start with Redstone dust. The Redstone dust is one of the most essential components of Redstone. First, Redstone dust will have, when powered, will have a length of 15. So this is 15, the 15 one. It's only powered to this one. After that, no more power. If I take a redstone lamp right here, and you see it run into it, it's powered because it's still powered. If I run it to the 16, it won't power because it's out of power. The next thing is redstone, when running to a block, will power that block. Weak power that block, and that weak powered block will power all of these lamps, but not diagonally. It will not power diagonally to the block that is powered. Thirdly, redstone, as I say, will weakly power block. So if redstone does over the other side, it will not pick up that redstone signal. This is kind of the same thing, but it being picked up by a repeater, which it is able to pick up that weak signal and run it directly into the lamp. Thirdly, you can also run redstone light into a repeater, and that repeater will strong power the block, which it will power all four sides of the block, and also the top and the bottom. And of course, a repeater can pick up another repeater's signal, and also a redstone dust can also pick up that redstone signal. Second in the redstone basics is the redstone repeater. The redstone repeater, as its name, it will repeat the redstone signal. So we can see the example is exactly the same with the first one, but in the 15 we have a redstone repeater. A repeater will repeat the power of 15 again, and always will repeat the power of 15 and go all the way 15 over there. So if you flick the lever, you see the 15 one, but the 16 one it will not power. We'll replace it with a repeater. It will power it because it repeats the redstone signal. And you can see this runs all the way over there. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It will not again. And if you place it, it will do another 15. Second to the repeater basics is that a repeater will strongly power a block, as the first example. So it will still power all of these lamps, bottom and top, but still will not power diagonally. And thirdly, a repeater have 4 ticks, so it will when powered, it will go 1 tick later than the redstone dust. You can hardly see it, and when depowered, it will be 1 tick later. And you can change the ticks by right-click onto the repeater. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and these will be the example. You see 2 ticks, 3 ticks, and 4 ticks. These will light up eventually. So 1, 2, and 3. Also, see it's powered immediately, but when you depower it, 4 ticks later, it will depower. This is my favorite component in all the redstone. It's the piston and the sticky piston. well, the piston, as its name, it pushes, but it doesn't pull because it isn't sticky. It pushes, as you can see, but it doesn't pull because it is not sticky. But the sticky piston will push and pull. And although a sticky piston can also spit out the block that it's holding. If you send a one-tick pulse into a piston like that, it will spit out its block. It will spit out its block like that. Like that. Also, another note, pistons are affected by something called quasi-connectivity, which just means that I simply know it is like when you power a block on the top piston, the bottom piston also get affected by the quasi-connectivity. You can do weird things like this. So if I just power this, and I have a redstone block up there, if I destroy this block, it's gone. It's gone, but it's still powering it. It only depowered when you break the block first and then update the piston on the top. Then it will retract. The fourth component of the redstone is the redstone torch. The redstone torch will power all four sides that is next to it, not diagonally. And also, a redstone torch will power the up top via that small little thing here, that small particles, the small redstone thing, and it's strong power the block, which means it will power on the sides. The second thing to note about redstone torches is that they are they can be turned off, so by another source of power. This is another source of power, and it's powering this block, which these two redstone torches are sitting on. It will depower them, and also it will because this torch is powering this block. This torch was off, but now this torch is off, meaning this switch on, and then the lamp can be turned on again. As you can see, it turned off and on as a flick of lever. The third thing to note about redstone torch is that they can burn out. You hear that sound? They can be burned out. As an example of this redstone clock here, that will simultaneously burn each torch and then repower. The fifth redstone component here is the redstone comparative. The comparative here, if I take all this out, just taking very much long time, it will depower it, but if I take it, there we go, it will pick up the redstone signal because in this chest it got items in it. And here I have an example of how basics of the redstone comparative works. So for example, you're running a redstone signal of 15 it is, so because this is closest to the redstone lever, it will have a power signal of 15 and it will run, the comparator will repeat like the same thing of repeater, but it only repeat like if this was 15 it will go 15, if this was 14 it will go 14, so on and so forth. And if let's just say we have a redstone signal of 14 running into this, and to the sides there are redstone signal of 15 running to it, the comparator will not allow a stronger signal on the side to interrupt with this main signal, and it will not allow it to travel further. So, and for subtract mode, as its name, it will subtract. We have 4. If we turn it on, we have 4 redstone here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 1 here. If we turn this on, it will go, but if we turn this on, see, it will subtract the number from the side. So this is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So 1, 2, 3. There we know we're powered from there. Redstone comparator can be made into pulse extenders, which simply means that the pulse will be extended. As you can see, after I depowered, I flick this lever off. It will still remain powered for a couple seconds before turning off. Also, comparators can make simple clocks like this by using subtract mode. This is another item that introduces in the redstone category, is a trap chest. As you can see, a trap chest will open. It will open, and then it will send a redstone signal. Next up is the tripwire hook, not tripwire. It will, when you walk over it, it will power the block that is hooked on. So you can see the tripwire hook is hooked on this block, the other one is hooked on this block. When we walk into it, it will power all these lamps and will not power diagonally. I should have introduced this in the I should have introduced the hopper in the comparator, but I will split another category into it. A hopper will transfer items from one chest to another, or one barrel, one choker, one furnace into the hopper and into another somewhere that is going on into. So we just put this chest into here, it will run this chest. And if we have the funnel, do you see the little funnels running into a chest, it will redirect and run into that chest. But when you have a line of hoppers that running into these chests simultaneously, it will always choose to run down the bottom one. So we just put this chest into here. You can see it travels down. None of these got picked up. But this, it picked up the chest. Also, you can make a very simple redstone clock using hoppers and comparators. The final one in our basics category is redstone dispenser and redstone dropper. The dispenser will dispense any items that is in it, like spawn eggs, water bucket, lava bucket, any type of buckets you see here. You see tapple, axolotl, tropical fish, cod, salmon, and pufferfish. It will always dispense it, and I never tried with powder snow, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. You see, it dispenses it, and it also retracts it. You can also place shulker box with this. So if I just search for shulker box, of course it can also dispense TNT. Boom. It can also dispense shulker boxes. It places them. And it can also place pumpkins. But the dropper, it only drops the items. It only drops them. And here is the newest addition to redstone category is the smoke sensor, introduced in the new 1.18 update, I remember. And it will sense our footsteps, our sound, any sound we make, and then it transfers into redstone signals. As you can see, if I walked on wool, it will not make a sound because wool is silent. But I've walked on quartz, it will make a sound. Walked on wool, nothing happens. Now stepping into a little more advanced type of circuits. We have, first of all, the monostable circuit. The monostable circuit will send a 1-tick pulse to any redstone components, especially piston. See, it sends a 1-tick pulse, so it will fire the block. You can also simply make a T flip-flop, which I will introduce later, but you can also simply make them here. It's a rising edge, and this is the falling edge monostable circuit, which just means that when you click the button, it will extend later into after the button has unpressed itself. The next component that I think is a bit more advanced is the observer. The observer will observe its face here. If I place something, if I press this button, it will send a 1-tick pulse to this piston, will fire this block and up to there. Because this button presses and it unpresses, that's 2 updates, so the observer picked up those 2 updates, so that's why the piston fired 2 times. Here, see, we break that button, that causes an update, so the observer picked that up and sent a redstone signal to the piston. As you place, break anything onto the block face, it will detect it. The next component that I really enjoyed building with is the slime blocks. The slime block will launches you up into the sky, and it will stick onto other blocks. And also, it can stick horizontally onto other blocks. You can make some interesting circuits with this mechanic. So you can see, you can make a pretty simple double extender, like just like this, like that. It can also launch entities like the slime blocks. It bounces off of them, of course. Just there we go. And as you can see, it will bounce just like this. And it also have a limit to how many blocks a sticky piston can also push and pull. I should have talked about it, but I forgot about it. It's 12. So this is 1, 2. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All the blocks reaching out. The limits is only to there. It will push all 12 blocks, but not the 13th one. See, no more pushing. That's the last straw. This is how you make redstone signal travel up and down, not down, only up. Using slabs like this, travels and power the redstone lamp. But it will not go down. As you can see, this is powered, but it's not going down. You can also use other transparent blocks like glass. You cannot use leaves. You can use lamps and lamps like those redstone lamps, and slime blocks sometimes, and glass. Now this is for logic gates. The first logic gate is the AND gate. When you depower and when you power any of this two levers, it will not send out a redstone signal. When two of these are deactivated, then the redstone signal is outputted. This is just the same thing, but reverse. You see, these two are turning off. If we turn it on, it will not send out a redstone signal. Only when it's off, it will send out a redstone signal. Wait. Next is the RS No Latches, which you see, when we depower the redstone torch, it will not send a redstone signal to this anymore, which will send a redstone signal, which deactivated that, and it's unable to reactivate. So we have to push another button. So if we push this, nothing happens. But if we push this, see, it will repower it. T flip-flop. The T flip-flop, it just means that you convert a button press into an equivalent of a lever. As you can see, this makes a one-tick pulse, and then it block sends out by the piston, and it's powered by this redstone torch. You can have a similar effect when using a piston and an observer. Although this one is a bit slower than this one. This is also a T flip-flop, but using droppers instead of pistons and comparators to send out redstone signal. So as you see, we powered this. This then launches the item into here, up to here, and then this is also powered, so it launches the item into this hopper, and it ends up down here, which is being detected by the comparative. So hopper. So this goes in here, go here, go here. You can see the arrows pointing into and being detected by this comparator right here. We can also depower it, so it no longer sends a redstone signal. And this is just another version of the fast clock. Using two observers detecting each other, we end up with a really fast clock. Two of these kissing each other. So that concludes my redstone basic videos. If you have any ideas or any more tutorial you want me to make, be sure to comment down below, and make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon. Later.